Let's just get even more real. Like, let's remove that Band-Aid.
It wasn't even like I was jealous that he was out playing pickleball. It was that there was some girls there.
All right, vlog. We're back with a topic that, Morgan, why do I feel like we push go live or start a video and we haven't really talked that much about it between ourselves? And we just, it's like the conversation happens in front of our audience. Is that a good thing?
Probably not.
All right, with that said, so Morgan, how are you really feeling? No, like seriously, this is no small thing in our lives. In both of our, I mean, it affects everyone. It affects everyone. So I thought we could talk about how you're really doing and how you're really feeling. Who knows what's going to happen in this video? Because again, it's a month and a half in. Do you regret? Are you having regrets? Are you having doubts? I want to get into that.
I was the one who told Paul to go pro, to attempt to go pro in pickleball. Really, if anyone's to blame, it's me.
Honestly, and I'm being completely honest, that really is a comforting thing that you were the one to bring it up. Because man, like, so many couples are not in this situation that we're in. We have friends and it's just not the case for them, that I can go back to like, Morgan was the one who brought this up rather than I'm the one who pushed Morgan to let me do this. And
Right.
So anytime there's a hiccup, challenge, obstacle that I wasn't expecting, my mind would be going back there.
Our lives were already kind of built for something like... Hello?
Intruder, home intruder, home intruder.
No, it's not live.
Morgan's dear mother, Tina. Do we want to keep going? Is it too much pressure to have an audience?
I'm fine to keep going. I don't care.
All right, let's just keep, Tina, get on your phone and get distracted.
Yeah, our lives were kind of made for this anyways.
Something out of the box.
Yeah, because of just our already like schedules and just being self-employed, doing YouTube for the past 8 years. We have the flexibility of Paul being able to wake up earlier and go out and, drill for several hours, and we're in the middle of the day, be able to do something and then work a little later into the night or whatever. So,
well, I have actually, Morgan, a couple notes of like harder, getting a little more like raw, harder questions.
okay.
One of them being the jealousy factor, because to be completely honest, and you brought this up, Morgan. You brought this up a few days ago. You said you were just in a moment of realness. You said one of the things you mentioned was Paul, you're out playing pickleball and I'm at home changing diapers. And to piggyback off that, let's just get even more real. Like, let's remove that Band-Aid. I want to hear you talk on the jealousy, if you will, jealousy factor, which I think is not uncommon, but also this just popped into my head a minute ago.
I'm scared.
The comments that I'm seeing now among our haters and trolls of Paul is not working to provide for his family. He's just out playing pickleball all the time.
All day, every day. I don't know how we survive. Stupid. Yeah, I don't care what the haters have to say. Nothing that they say is literally ever accurate, so that's annoying. But as far as the jealousy thing goes, I think it's like yes, I said that, and it wasn't even like I was jealous that he was out playing pickleball. It was that there was some girls there, and that caught me off guard. I was very unaware that there were going to be some women at this house that he was going to play at, which this is a whole nother layer. I'm totally fine with Paul playing pickleball with other women, but again, I was about to start my period.
Yeah, sorry.
I'm very postpartum still, so it just really caught me off guard, and there was whatever, so I was just like,
and for context, I was invited by one of the better guys, one of the better local guys, and I'm trying to get in with these guys and play more competitive at the highest level locally, and I'm invited to go play at his house, and I go, and Morgan, realizes that it wasn't just, 4 guys. It was some good pickleball ladies there as well. So that's, and in pickleball at the professional level, what guys and girls will often do is they'll go to a tournament, they'll play men's doubles or women's doubles, and then they'll play mixed doubles. Mixed doubles is a very big part of this. Yeah. And Morgan and I we've been having to have these conversations of what is that going to look like. It's like these are just real conversations that you got to think about and you got to have. So How you doing since then, baby?
Fine. Paul has done a very good job in my postpartum world of just like encouraging me and making me feel like I'm his lady and I'm beautiful.
Makes me very happy to hear.
And because I feel like any of you ladies out there who have been postpartum before kind of can relate to just whether your husband's out playing pickleball with other women or just like goes to work and there are other women there. Like, I don't know, I'm not a jealous person at all. I do not like get concerned, and Paul and I are very like just wise and careful with our boundaries with the opposite sex anyways to begin with. But
I'm like Billy Graham on steroids.
Okay, well,
I am Mike Pence times 100.
I don't know about that, but sure.
I'm kidding, but we are careful.
Yeah, and so like when I'm postpartum, I tend to like have just anxiety and fears about my kids, about my husband, about life in general, literally everything. And it's just a very much a postpartum side effect, symptom, whatever, that I just have to work through and go to therapy and pray on. And one of them is just like I start to get like so scared that like my body is so different than what it once was. Is my husband still gonna love me? Not because Paul has ever given me a reason to think that he doesn't. Like I said, he has done such a good job of making me feel very beautiful. It's just like a personal thing that I've had to work through. So
and also whether the postpartum stuff comes into play or not, like you're definitely not alone. And I'm sure lots of, whether it's pickleball or other sports, but specifically pickleball, there's been a lot of married couples in your shoes, whether it's the guy trying to play pro or the girl, and them having to have lots of conversations like this.
Yeah.
So we'll continue to communicate as things progress. But as far as just, so there hasn't been at this point too much of like, I want to go play pickleball and my husband is out getting to play pickleball.
Yeah, again, Paul also just does a good job of like, babe, if you want to go out tonight and go play pickleball, go for it. I'll stay with the boys and you go out. So I'm very thankful for that. So the opportunities for me to play pickleball are still there. Are they a lot less? Yes, because I'm in a season of I have a newborn baby and a toddler, and it is my role and responsibility to be their mother, and like I take that very seriously. So it's not my time to go pro in pickleball right now. That's okay.
Well, I appreciate.
Nor will I probably ever go pro in pickleball. So.
Who knows, though? Who knows? Obviously, I very much appreciate hearing the way you answered those questions. The haters and trolls coming at us saying like, he's not providing. Well, hold on. He's not providing. I appreciate your zeal. Not providing from his family, but he's instead just going out and playing hours of pickleball. Mm-hmm. I wouldn't be going out and investing the time into this if I didn't think it was going to be profitable. And we are kind of given this like time frames to see where is the skill progression, even the business side of it in 6 months. Because if 2 years from now, I'm just playing, which granted, when I say playing, it's very intentional. Playing, training, drilling, hours of drilling, not super glamorous or fun. It's not the same as just going out and having fun, casual games of pickleball. Mm-hmm. But the trolls are not going to care about that.
They ain't never picked up a pickleball paddle in their life.
But it is very much an intentional thing, with goals being it does produce financial stability. Because if you go pro at anything, many things, if you get to that highest level, there is financial opportunities, and that's what we're looking towards.
Yeah, I guess my question to the haters is, like, if we were to have announced, like, Paul's going back to college to get his PhD and blah, 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 would they be mad about that? Like, why is Paul spending all those hours at the library? How dare he? Like,
well, and that's
so, yeah.
To that point, and also, like, if...
That was a great point that I just gave.
Okay, great point. It's very, very good. But also, if it was, like, Paul's going pro, or he's on the road to go pro in basketball, like, do any of the haters, or people that maybe aren't haters, but that are just like, is this a good idea? Would they look at that and be like, oh, that's not providing for your family if you're making a living as a professional basketball player, football player, baseball player? So they're just writing all that off?
Yeah, you shouldn't be having fun, babe.
You shouldn't be having fun. So they would look at it all as fun. Okay, no, that's good for me to hear. Babe, another question I had for you. Do you struggle with deep doubts deep or not deep, that this is kind of a fool's journey, and at the end of the day, I am not cut out to be a professional athlete, and so all this work is going to be for nothing? Is that too much? Is that too putting you on the spot?
Useless.
Is that putting you too much on the spot?
No.
You can be real with us.
No, I don't have a single doubt in my mind that Paul's gonna go pro in pickleball. I just know this guy, and if he puts his mind to something, he's gonna make it happen. And, like, yeah, so.
You, to be honest, have more confidence even than I do. Seriously. But that is kind of what I need right now. Like, you're kind of a godsend.
Thank you.
Because I every few days doubts will come into my mind, and they'll try to pop me one in the chin. And I gotta weather it, and you help me weather those.
Yeah, no, I'm not worried. You know, could it maybe take, like, longer than our timeline, or than we hope? Not, which I guess we kind of have a timeline, but not that much. Yeah, we do. But, like, I think it maybe could take a little longer than we thought, but maybe not. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if the timeline that we have in our minds is how it happens. I don't know.
Well, to just let you guys in on the timeline, and I will say I shared the timeline with someone who's very good at pickleball, and they kind of were like, that's going to be tough.
Okay.
But the timeline is, so I started drilling very intensely a little over a month ago, and at that point I said, in 6 months, I want to be competing in my first tournament where I'm playing through qualifiers, meaning I'm playing well enough that I advance through qualifiers into the main draw, which is playing with the best players in the world and trying to win a cash prize and so forth. So Morgan, another question I had for you.
Cash money.
Another question I had for you. Something happened at the pickleball courts yesterday or the day before where I offended another person that was out there because I wouldn't come and play with them. The person was kind of like, we need somebody, and you're just sitting there, come play. And then they literally called, they said to someone else, that guy's a pickleball snob. And in all fairness, my mind was very locked in. I'm only able to be out there each day for a certain amount of time, so I'm trying to be very intentional with that time. I'm not out there for rec play or just to jump in random games. I'm trying to get in very high-level games, and I'm trying to drill, and that's the long and short of it. So some people are going to maybe see me or perceive me as, I guess, kind of cold, pickleball snob. And my question to you, because I am kind of having to cut out some things in my life because so much of my focus is pickleball. Are you seeing me change? Is this process of trying to become a professional athlete changing me, and does that concern you at all?
That's funny that you told that story to ask that question.
That was a good lead up, right? Like, didn't it make sense to tell that story and leading up to that question?
Maybe, I don't know. I think you are changing, but I think it's for the better, honestly. I think you've always been a disciplined guy, but, like, now he's waking up way earlier and, like, you're being more intentional again, not that you weren't intentional, but you're being even more intentional with your time, like with when you're with us, when you're with Luca, when you're with Judah, like that you're being intentional with them, and then you're out on the courts and you're intentional with that time, and you're intentional with your Bible time, and like, yeah. So I think you're changing for the best.
Praise God.
Everyone's gonna think that I'm just like lying through my teeth over here because I've been so positive.
You've been incredibly positive. Give us a negative. Give us a negative of all this.
All we do is talk about pickleball.
Okay, is that a negative? No, seriously, because so far you've been incredibly positive, and it makes me very happy to hear. But surely, if not now, 3 months from now, something is going to come up on your end. You guys have seen the Rocky movies. You guys have seen these iconic sports movies. It almost inevitably, there's that moment where the wife or husband, but we'll say the wife, is observing what the husband is going through to get to the highest level, and there is a significant rub or significant tension. And oftentimes by the end of the movie, the wife comes around and it's like, I totally support you. Go get him, babe. But maybe not always. But there is that moment of tension.
Or she leaves him. I wasn't saying that was going to happen to us.
But no, do you, in the back of your mind, do you see something that could be that for us? And I'm not trying to bring negativity into it if there doesn't need to be. I'm just curious.
Well, I've told Paul from the beginning, like, family is still, well, obviously God, but then family is your number one priority. And so I understand that there's going to be sacrifices and times that, like, you can't be with the boys in the morning because you got to go drill or whatever. You have a tournament. Like, I get that, just like for any man's job, like you have to make sacrifices. And this is even like more in a lot of ways than just a job, because you're literally trying to become one of the best in the world. So it's no easy feat to become one of the greats. I get that there are going to be sacrifices, but I still am like, you're going to honor the Lord in this. And by honoring the Lord in this is you keep your family still as your number one priority, and then pickleball, the Lord, then family. So that's been our, like, we haven't had like that many conversations about it, but I've just made that clear of like, I fully support this as long as I feel like you're still pouring into your family, which he is. So, but yeah, I don't know. I'm just a positive Polly over here.
Oh, yeah, don't think too hard about it. All right.
Well, no,
guys.
No, I was just going to say my good friend and I were talking, and I was just telling her about, like, I get messages all of the time on Instagram from people being like, why is your husband out playing pickleball? He should be home helping you take care of the kids. Like, I know you're in an unhappy marriage. Get out of there, blah, blah, blah.
It's crazy that they know that.
Yeah, it's wild that they know that. and Maddie was like, and my friend was like, it's interesting because, Morgan, like, I really do think that you're maybe the most supportive wife that I've ever met in the world. And she's like, there are not many wives out there that are as supportive as you are. And so I think, like, a lot of people see how supportive you are and think to themselves, like, there's no way this is real. And she's like, but it is real. So they just need to get over it.
Wow. Well, like I said at the beginning, this would be a very different journey if I didn't have the support of my wife. Probably wouldn't be happening. And almost for sure would not be happening.
Definitely not.
Morgan, thank you for opening up. I thoroughly enjoyed hearing your thoughts on the matter. We may have to revisit this topic. I probably will. Yeah. We'll make another. This obviously is just a sit-down video, not quite the vlog format. We'll be back with another vlog very soon.
Got a pickleball tournament coming up. We'll be vlogging.
Yep. More to talk about as well. Outside of just pickleball. You guys know how we roll. But 3 months from now, 6 months from now, we got to make another video sharing, once again, how we're both doing.
Yeah, there's no really hiding this journey. Y'all are coming along for it.
Very public journey. Man. Well, guys, love to hear your thoughts on all this. share what's going on in your life. If there's something that's maybe kind of a similar in your relationship, we'd love to hear it. But also just
tell me how you feel about being a postpartum wife and the thoughts that go through your head. Am I the only one that struggles?
You're not, babe. You're not at all. But comment just your thoughts on this video and the journey that we're on, because I like having you guys very much involved with this. It's very fun having others on the journey. Babe, thank you for sharing.
You got it, dude.
You rock. And I'm
Thanks.
praising the Lord for the marriage that we have and the way that you support me. All right, guys. Love you all. Talk to you again very soon. Have hope.
And be free. Wait. Mwah.
Tina, get on your phone and get distracted.
You can come sit on the couch or
You can
wherever.
sit on the couch, get a snack, drink.